like the Fallen are bringing in a glimmer drill. Keep a sharp lookout.
The Fallen must have tucked it away in here and forgotten about it. I'm getting... Oh, these supplies were originally from the tower. Who knows why these banners are placed anymore? The Fallen houses held them together for a long time. Now it's just cloth. The Fallen hid this one pretty well. I guess after we beat them up during the Siva crisis, they'd want to give us as wide a berth as possible. Glimmer mining crew.
Shut them down.
Some interesting data in these things. I think they came all the way from Venus with the old House of Winter. The Fallen used to worship the servitors like gods. I wonder what they think of their machines now that they're down and out in the EDZ. More Fallen transmission data. Well, this is weird. I'm seeing some file headers with awoken symbology? What's that about? I wonder if these supplies fell out of a Fallen skiff, or a ketch. Fallen names are so ugly. Dreg, wretch. There are other things besides short vowels and plosives, you know. Supplies marked for the House of Judgment. I wonder what happened to Varix. You think the Wreath survived the Red Legion? I've never seen a servitor this tiny. I wonder if it was a prototype for old Sepix, like Sepix Beta. Sepix Inferior? Anyway. Another fallen antenna all the way out here. They're desperate to get everyone they can together. Interesting. What was that giant shank made up of servitor parts called? Saber 2, right? I wonder if you can make a giant servitor from a bag of shank parts. I used to think the Fallen worship machines, but this doesn't look very worshipful, does it? Maybe they've got bigger worries these days. These house banners are rare on the ground these days. Between the Guardians and the Cabal, they've buried a lot of old grudges. All 4 hands on deck. I'm not detecting any ether. The servitors keep the Fallen going with that stuff. Bet they took it all before they moved on. They were using this terminal to control the elevator. No wonder it almost crushed us into Guardian and Ghost soup. An arc spear. We thought the House Fallen were bad, but it's hard to imagine a haughty House of Kings guy rushing at us with one of these. An empty fallen cache. They must be bringing in supplies from all of their old hidey holes to be able to survive out here. Fallen comms. They're using this as a kind of beacon. I guess not everybody in the old houses got the memo. There's still some kind of energy in this shard, but different from what we use. I still don't understand how the corruption and the Traveler's power can coexist so strongly. But I guess there's a lot we don't understand. Power box for an underground security system. I guess it wasn't enough to protect against the collapse, and the Fallen, and the Hive, and the Taken, and the Red Legion, but I bet it worked pretty well against bears. The emergency light is still working, but the rest of this tech fizzled out a long time ago. I wonder how many people escaped after the collapse. This antenna was used on the Fallen network less than a year ago. It relayed a signal out past Saturn. I wonder if they knew about Nessus before we did. I think the Fallen must have taken this from the farm. Everybody has it bad out in the EDZ. I can see some of the data going through this thing. The Red Legion at the base are talking to soldiers on Mars, Venus, Nessus. They're everywhere. Glimmer mining crew.
Shut them down.
The power in even this tiny piece. It's amazing. And to think it's been out here this whole time, just waiting. Prototype? Or the runt of the litter? Or are the Archon priests trying out new shell designs? This base is typical Cabal, trying to do everything all at once and doing none of it well. Ikora said once that when all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. I guess the Cabal prefer to bury the nail under a mountain of hammers. I think it's a modification for an air filtration system, which is a modification on top of this generator. But the Cabal don't breathe our atmosphere, so why did they build it in the first place? Fallen comms, still trying to reach their brothers and sisters. Some of these headers are still marked with house sigils. House of Devils, House of Wolves. Why would you store refueling information in a remote access point all the way up here? I swear I will never understand Cabal architecture. Scanning. I'm picking up trace elements from a half-dozen planets on this thing. The Cabal sure do get to travel, don't they? Looks like an improvised explosive device set up by the Fallen. They hate the Cabal as much as we do. Interesting. Some of the trace signatures here match readings from the Scions. Maybe these supplies originated on the Scion homeworld. A great example of how the Legion works. Their technology is as brutal as they are. Conquer, control, and then pave it over. Ugh, look at this. Why would you make machinery so ugly? Technology doesn't have to be like this, you know. Just look at me. Cabal used to be those cranky jerks out on Mars. Now their war machine is all over Earth. Someday we'll get them out of the system. Right? This component was shipped here from the Dantalian Exodus. Remember? That big Cabal ship that crashed into the Dreadnought? I guess we found out where its distress signal went.